Hello everyone, it's early March 2024 and we're here in Arizona. We've escaped the bone-cracking cold, snow and ice of a Minnesota winter to come down here and warm up, and we're here at Lost Dutchman State Park in Apache Junction, Arizona, about 40 miles east of downtown Phoenix. Lost Dutchman State Park is located at the base of the Superstition Mountains on their west side. It's the home of Flatiron. Flatiron is a 4,680-foot monolith-looking thing. It looks like the Devil's Tower wearing a belt. This video is going to be about my attempt to hike, scramble, and eventually claw my way up Flatiron. We're going to go for a little hike this afternoon to get a preview of the trail up to Flatiron. We won't get a very good look at it tomorrow in the morning because it'll be dark. The hike up Flatiron begins with a trip to Siphon Draw, about a 2-mile hike that's moderate in difficulty. After Siphon Draw, the trail to Flatiron becomes difficult and strenuous, with route finding abilities required, class 3 scrambles, and risk of moderate to serious injury if there's a mishap. I've talked to a lot of people on the trail coming down from Flatiron, and I get mixed reviews. Some people are just in shock. They're shell shocked. These are fit people. They will swear they never do it again. Other people say it's no problem. Little scramble at the top, anyone can do it. I get a feeling it's going to be somewhere in between, but there's only one way to find out, and that's do it. The Siphon Draw Trail, which leads to Flatiron, begins in the campground in Lost Dutchman State Park. The trail climbs gently at first, then gets steeper as it approaches Siphon Draw. We're approaching the Wilderness Information Placard. Bring appropriate equipment and provisions. I'm not sure if this graphic is showing you not to dress like a Gloucester fisherman and do not bring a skillet and onions. I'm not sure. Siphon Draw is our destination. The route follows a chute, gully, or ravine, whatever you want to call it, which is very steep. We'll take a look at that. This time of day, we can get a good look at Flatiron in the chute. When the sun shines in, it eliminates the shadows. Let's go take a look. Flatiron. This time of day, the light shines in and we can get a pretty good look at it. The trail from the campground will initially lead us to Siphon Draw. Siphon Draw is a gully where the rock has been polished smooth by running water, making it very difficult to walk up. Once we reach Siphon Draw, there's a little bit of a scramble and climb up to this saddle. After that saddle, we're going to scramble up this gully here. It's about 5 in the evening, about 74 degrees. I've been told that last March, these hillsides below the Superstition Mountains were ablaze in color, brittle bush. It was a super bloom year. Entering the wilderness. Here's the gully we're going to have to scramble up. There's Siphon Draw, where the water has polished the rock smooth. That's an interesting shadow. It almost looks like the Statue of Liberty. The shadow looks nothing like the shape that's casting it. That shape looks like an Oscar. The shape of the shadow has changed. It now looks like a king releasing a genie from a bottle. Appears to be St. Patrick holding a tornado in his palm. No, it's obviously Batman releasing a rehabilitated eagle. I'm not another casualty of the early 1970s. The coyote told me so. The shark dorsal fin is being backlit by the setting sun. That was a nice exploratory hike up to take a look at Siphon Draw. Tomorrow we'll be doing that part all in the dark. Good morning. It's March 3rd, 2024, about 3:45 in the morning. And today's the day we're going to go for a hike up Siphon Draw and try to get on top of Flatiron. It's about 61 degrees in the tent here with a little bit of a breeze, but I think it's going to be a good day. It's breezy out this morning at 4. Get some coffee going. I just heard a rooster. It's 4:30. Cinnamon bagel for breakfast. It's 5 a.m. and we're leaving the campground to begin the Siphon Draw Trail. Only 2,800 feet separates us from the top of Flatiron. Flatiron. Hiking conditions are good this morning. Looking for snakes on the trail. Here's a nice bench dedicated to a guy named Liam. Looks out over the valley. Sunday morning. Saguaros and city lights. Barking dog. Here's the V-gate that prevents the stock animals from going to one side or the other. There's some fancy houses on the slopes of the Superstitions. Looks like they're already up. As far as stars go on our pre-dawn hike, the skies down here by Phoenix are pretty washed out. But there is a nice waning half moon. I can see the Big Dipper, Cassiopeia, maybe a planet. But it's really nice to just sit here and gaze at them. Take a little rest. The gates at Lost Dutchman State Park open at 6 a.m. So people that aren't staying in the campground are beginning their hike now. I wonder how long it'll take to catch up to me. I imagine the trail runners could be up here in about 20 minutes. The city lights look beautiful from up here. The towns of Apache Junction, Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert, Chandler, and downtown Phoenix. 40 miles in the distance. You can start to hear the sounds of the city waking up. Motorbikes, dogs, trucks backing up. Ee, ee, ee. Oh, I heard a canyon wren. You can see a little light up there working their way up the gully, trying to get up there for the sunrise. I know we won't be up there for sunrise. We may not get up there at all. It looks steep. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Twilight is upon us. There's our destination. I know the sound of the wind is irritating, but it's really keeping me cool. I was getting overheated hiking up here. There's a campground down there. It looks like a Jeep safari heading east into the Superstition Wilderness on the Apache Trail, or Highway 88. It's almost moonset. It's 6:45 and we made it to Siphon Draw. Flatiron looms above. It's important to have good gripping shoes when coming up Siphon Draw. It's a lot slicker than it looks. My shoes are about 2 months old with about 300 miles on them, but they seem to be gripping, but I haven't got to the steep part yet. So far, so good. I've had one moment where traction control kicked in. I slipped a little bit, but so far, so good. The belt of Venus is on the horizon. That's that smoky orange band below it. That misty blue, that's the Earth's shadow. Just as I predicted, here comes a trail runner. He's gonna beat me to the top. I'm gonna cache a water bottle up here. Ouch! Don't let me forget that water bottle on the way back. I hid it in that agave. I've wounded myself cramming that water bottle into that agave. Remind me to put my gloves on when we fetch that water bottle. Looks like I got into it with a cat. The hikers that started at 6 a.m. are catching up to me. They got a steep climb here before they lap me, though. Okay, we've reached the bottom of the gully. This is where the fun starts. And I mean fun. It's gonna be fun scrambling up this. There's no trail, there's route finding involved, and a lot of steepness. But our reward will be to stand atop Flatiron. Hope we can do it. Wish me luck. Into the maelstrom we go. There's probably gonna be minimal filming as we make our way up the gully. It's gonna be rough enough as it is, but I'll bring you along as much as I can. Into the jungle we go. As far as advice on route finding, all I hear is follow where the water would have flowed, stay to the left. Okay. So far, so good. A lot of crawling on your hands and knees over smooth boulders, but definitely doable. Probably 5% into the climb up the gully. It's 8 a.m. and we're still making our way up the draw. You can see the shadow of Flatiron down on the valley floor. I just talked to a backpacker that was on his way down. He spent the night up there. God, he had a load of gear. But he said I got about an hour more of normal scrambling, and then he said it gets serious. But he thinks I can do it. So we're gonna have lunch and then rest and do the serious part. It's 8:19 and breakfast time. Flatiron's getting a lot closer. We're gonna have peanut butter and jelly and some cheese sticks. Doing good. Breeze feels great. A lot of fun. Talked to a lot of people on the way up. For breakfast, we got a table with a view. The Valley of the Sun. I've got to say, after all that exertion, this peanut butter and jelly sandwich sure tastes good. I'm just devouring food. I really used a lot of fuel coming up here. There's some real fancy homes down there. Look at that city. It's like a square in the middle of some green space. Slowly but surely, we're scrambling our way up. It's right there. Just got to get up on top. Nice views of the valley. We're here at the crux of the climb, almost to the top, but the chimney goes up to the right, which is harder, and then there's an easier way where that gentleman just came from. But it's causing a lot of disconsternation amongst people. But I'm going to take the easy way. Okay, here we go. The easier of the two difficult ways. Okay. There's a lot of excitement and chatter. We're basically clawing our way up here. It's beyond a scramble. It's clawing. I guess I need my right hand. Now we know what it takes to get to the top of Flatiron. It really wasn't that bad. It was really worth the climb up here. It's just beautiful up here. There's a nice breeze, the sun feels good. And over this way is some really beautiful pinnacles and hoodoos, I think they call them. There's a really sad place here near the top of the Flatiron. It's the site of a plane crash. On November 23rd, 2011, a small plane carrying a father, his 3 children, and 2 other adults crashed near the top of Flatiron on a moonless night. All were lost. The memorial is north of Flatiron. Let's hike over and hang out on Flatiron, like those folks. The views are incredible up here. Soon we'll be able to see our campsite. Everyone's in a festive mood as they approach the top of Flatiron. My first impressions of the top of Flatiron are, it's not flat. It's pitched upwards. There's a lot of prickly pear cactus, yuccas, pencil cactus, and boulders. It's beautiful up here. Flatiron's the remains of a inner core of a volcano. I never realized how far Flatiron projects out. You can see almost 360 around you in the valley. Sorry about the wind, folks, but it's just spectacular up here. I didn't realize that you could see all the way. This thing just projects way out. Here's one of the campsites on top of Flatiron. We should come up here and camp. God, I hope you don't sleepwalk. Oh my goodness. I'm just astounded at the 360-degree view you get here. There's the retirement community in Apache Junction that a couple of my friends live in. Maybe I'll retire there someday. They have a nice wood shop. There's the campground, center frame. There's our campsite. You see the gravel parking lot? That's the dog park. Just go straight up from that and you can barely see the tent. There's some folks making their way up Siphon Draw. It's gonna be a while before they get up here. I got the sunscreen applied and nice little perch here on the edge of Flatiron. Out on the edge of Flatiron, I'm hanging on a moment with you. I'm out on the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the... I always stay 6 feet back. Here, let's have lunch. There's nowhere to pee up here. It's gonna be difficult to find a place to pee up here. I gave this little dog some beef jerky. He made it all the way up here. He's only got one eye. See him? Isn't he cute? His name is Elliot because he bears similarities to the deer character on the show Open Season. It's actually getting a little chilly up here. Yeah. Believe it or not, there's a guy that climbs up Flatiron a couple times a week. He's only 91 though, so it's no problem for him. And he's right over my shoulder, right there, having lunch. Let's go interview him. His name is Flatiron Jim. Folks, I'm here with the famous Flatiron Jim. Jim, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got that name?
Well, it just kind of developed here over the years. I've been doing it 11 years and probably close to 500 times now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and so we started making t-shirts and...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now it's kind of... every year is just done.
Amazing. I'm just amazed. And folks, Jim, tell the folks how old you are.
92.
92. He's 92. Yeah. And he's just been up here hundreds and hundreds of times. And it's a tough hike up here. It's it can be savage.
Very.
And it's hand over hand crawling and
yeah.
But I've heard of the legend of Flatiron Jim, and I never thought I'd meet him.
There you go. This is what's left of him.
Yeah, and like Jim and I were just talking about, what keeps us going is meeting people on the trail.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was tired, and then I talked to some people, and I was re-enthused, and it's just it's a festive, fun hike.
They're a wonderful bunch. They're so alive and doing.
Exactly. Isn't
it nice to see?
Oh, this hike makes you feel.
World.
Yep.
Oh.
This hike makes you feel alive.
Yeah,
it definitely does. It's really good.
Okay, but, I'm going to take a bite.
Yeah, we're gonna let Jim finish his lunch, and we're gonna try to get down safely. Thanks for talking.
You're welcome.
Take care. Safe travels. Yep. I hope you can do it when you're 100. It's time to bid adieu to Flatiron. A great hike up. Let's get down safe. I really enjoyed myself on the top of Flatiron. Lots of great people and conversations. That little one-eyed dog, Elliot, was funny too, wasn't he? And then to meet Flatiron Jim. What a special treat. The march down for us has begun. It's probably going to be a little harder, but oh well. Okay, we're in the crux. I'm going down the north side. There's people going down the south side. This is supposed to be slightly easier, but I'm going down backwards, like when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. But I think I'll shut the camera off. Sorry. The crux.
Oh.
It's no joke on the crux. It was scary coming down. Even it was scary. One small slip, and that's the end of me. Everyone wants a picture of Flatiron Jim.
Yeah. Come on, get up here.
Flatiron Jim is moving down this rubble just like spry as a cat. Enjoys talking with all the people on the way up. Everyone's super inspired and impressed. But I had to keep focused on coming down. This is no joke. I'm not kidding you. I'm not gonna try to get cute or anything on this hike. Go jumping around on rocks. Yeah, maybe I will. I think going down is worse. You're trying to control gravity and you're sliding, and the underside of my knees is starting to hurt and get weak, even though I rested a long time on the top. This is where we had lunch on the way up. What time was that? Around 8? This is crazy. It's a bottleneck. People going up and down. There's Elliot. He's going the wrong way. No, it's not Elliot. Here comes a dog. He looks just like Elliot. Ooh, he made it. Funny. I stopped filming during the descent through the chute and chimney. It was just getting too precarious. I started to slip a little bit and lose my balance and almost fall forward. So I thought discretion is the better part of getting footage for YouTube. But coming down, you can easily fall backwards or slip and fall down. It would really be a life-altering injury. But we made it, and I'm glad we did the ascent in the shade. It's pretty sunny now. It's a 60-degree day though. I'm going to give the most valuable piece of equipment award to my New Balance trail runners from Kohl's, $49. They stuck to that slick rock like glue. They held me on the loose scree and really performed well. My feet feel really good, and these things already had at least 300-400 miles on them. They're 2 months old. Definitely highly impressed. An uphill trail runner briefly stopped and handed me this stone. Looks like a piece of quartz made out of barnacles. He said he got it at Highway 88 and 81 by some butte. It's interesting. We'll put it with the other collectibles. Hopefully it's good luck. Got some photo bombers here. We've almost made it to the campsite unscathed, other than the bloodletting done by the yucca plant. Just a short walk down the hill. Looks like search and rescue is over at the Helipad. I hope everyone makes it down okay. And Elliot, the little one-eyed dog. I'm down here at the Helipad chatting with the officers from the Sheriff's Department, and they were telling me about the helicopter, and it's a 1973 model, and they're just down here waiting for customers maybe for hikers from Flatiron. But I'm glad I didn't need their service today, and we want to thank them for their service. That's really brave to go up and pick people off the mountain or in other precarious places. Right, thanks, Sheriff.
Absolutely, no problem.
Looks like the Sheriff's Department's got a customer, or maybe they just got bored and want to go home. folks, look who made it down okay. Elliot. Hey, Elliot. His feet are, I think, are a little sore, but you remember me from the beef jerky, don't you? Oh, look at he looks at that. But anyways, really proud of Elliot. He really did a good job coming down. It's great. Nice brittle bush there. For the last 3 years, I've camped here in Lost Dutchman State Park near Apache Junction, Arizona, in the shadow of Flatiron. I've always looked up at it and wondered what it would be like to be on top and what it would take to get up there. Well, today we found out. It was amazing. We safely made it back to the campsite, and I'm thankful for that. But with that said, Flatiron, we knocked that bastard off. Thanks for watching.